We have got a comic book haul here. Well, this is like only half of it. This is my second one of these videos, and it is already probably won an Oscar or something. There's the other half. I had to split it up into two piles. I was in hospital 2 months ago and I had to cheer myself up somehow, and it took nearly 3 months for comics to arrive. But I have got some excellent comics here. Up first is 3 issues of Batman. This is the Black Knight, Black City storyline. Never read it. Meant to be good. It's written by Spike Milligan and it has got good Michael Elboy covers. Batman 452. Batman 453 and Batman 454. From what I understand, this is actually important to Metal Dark Knight. This is a story that introduces the evil Bat God. Nice to get some more Batman in my collection. Then we have got some Booster Gold by John Jeffries and Stan Jurgensen. Booster Gold issue 0, issue 7, issue 8, and finally issue 9. So 4 issues of the comic that I know nothing about. Only got it because this is where they bring Blue Beetles back to life. And in this one, they fight Superman. They didn't stand a chance, did they? Quite looking forward to reading these, but it has reminded me that I have owned Blue Beetles #1 with the new Blue Beetles since 2006 and I still haven't read it. I am a big Cables fan and I have tried getting into this run before. I have the trade that collects the whole thing, but I have just never been able to get into it. Even though he is wearing Cyclist's visor around his neck as a tribute to his dad. But I kept seeing this one cover for issue 92 and it was getting harder and harder to say no to it. Even though my Defenders long box can't fit another comic, I got 2 issues of Doctor Strange just because I like the covers. I didn't realise until after this that this is part 2 and part 3 of a 4-part story. We have got a good cover here with Baron Zordon, and I love when they do this, like the Villain takes out the cover and they replace the logo. And this one, I'll be honest, it was mostly just Rachel McAdams here that got us. These are by Roger Thomas and I think Butcher Jackson, who does the covers. He does the interiors too. Yes, he does. So hopefully this should be good. I got the first 5 issues of Dome People, the new Dome People from the late 80s. I was just gonna get issue 5 here because I like the cover, but they had this clean sweep of the first 5 issues of the series, so I thought, why not? It'll help us build up my DC 80s government spy projects collection. Doom People 13 and 17. I got this one because it looks like it features the one I like the most. And this one because it is an Evasion crossover. And we saw a little into this subplot with Acroman in the main Evasion book that I reviewed. Brie Larson's granddad does the art for this one though. Hulk 365, Simon Walterson cover, Hulk fighting Miss McDonald's. Might be fun, or it might be one note and annoying. Dark Justice League 20. I got this one because Animals Man is on the cover. He is back, and Les from Drink and Criticism said that the writer of this, Ram V, is good. Justice League Quarterly #1. I never got any of these quarterly specials. The quarterly specials are a lot thicker than I thought they would be. I have got a little fun fact for you. The cover artist actually drew Batman's face under this logo, and he drew it as being the Joker. He knew it would be covered up by the logo. That's all I know about this comic. I didn't even know half the characters on the cover. Another one I got just because of the cover. I must seem like the most shallow comic book buyer ever. This is Lethal Protectors #1 and 2. Except #1 isn't pictured here because I think it's in the other room. I didn't know who this comic is by because the credits aren't on the cover and I haven't looked inside. Didn't know what it's about, but I like the cover. Here we have got Sharif and Karnag and Double Ganger. Both the covers reminded me of Maximo Karnag. And that is why I got them. Nostalgia factor. I really hope that this is or isn't the comic where they make Sharif into the new Demon Gobbler. Quick flip through and it doesn't look like it is. Which is good because I didn't want to read that, but I definitely feel like I need to roast it. This is a really nice cover though. Man Killer number 1, as well as Man Killer number 7, and 8 and 9. This one looks like it ties into Suicide Squads. These two are the ones that are a crossover with the Flask issues I got in the last video. In fact, they're by the same writers as Suicide Squads. So these can go with those Dawn People issues in my 80s Super Spy DC comic book collection. Spectator Spider-Man 248. Nuff said. This comes from the dark period of Spider-Man that I know nothing about, and at Marvel I've not collected. Post-Clone Saga, pre-reboot Spider-Man. This is written by Jim Tomatoes, so it should be good. And I got it because I think Spider-Man is fighting Vermin Man, and if it's not, and this is some bland monster man, I will be disappointed. I have got a controversial video coming soon about how Vermin Man is Spider-Man's best enemy. And with one of these recap pages, you already know how I feel about this comic. Did somebody say complete impulse buy? Spider-Man 2099. This is actually, well, the first 3 issues of this series are really great. Shiny cover, look. Superman number 8 by Jason Byrne. I haven't even read that Superboy issue that I bought for the same reason. I thought this might be another good comic to try and help me understand the League of a Superman and all their characters. Because that is them that he is fighting on the cover. Realised I didn't point that out. And here is a very petty buy. This is a 4 annual from 2009. I only bought this because they brought Tom Grindbergers back. For some reason, in 2009, they decided to extend an olive branch and get the worst artist of the 1990s back to draw an issue of 4. I haven't looked inside, I'm gonna do that fresh for a video. But this is definitely gonna be an experience, isn't it? Wolfman 54, this is a fill-in issue by Fabio Nicieza. Wolfman, he fights Shatterman. I think this is a very early appearance of Shatterman. His first guest appearance, surely. This can go in my 90s Excellent Men long box. Now we're on to this second pile, which is all Extra Factors comics. Extra Factors 5, the first appearance of Armageddon. Extra Factors 6, the first appearance of Armageddon, if you are so picky that you didn't count his actual first appearance at the end of an issue as an appearance. This one here will be a good one to discuss why I ate Extra Factors before Lewis Simons so much. And this one might net me a small fortune one day. Extra Factors Annual 1. I don't know where this fits, or if it is by Lewis Simons, or before she took over. But one thing is for certain, Wingman is wearing a really odd costume here. Extra Factors 7 and 8. Issue 7 is the first proper Lewis Simons issue. And issue 8 here has interior art by Mark Stanley Lee. This cover is confusing though, because there's 2 cyclists. There's one there and there's one there. And here is another one. This is Extra Factors number 10. This is part of Muty Mascara, and it has got this great cyclist Marvel anniversary cover. Love it. Issue 13, and I won't talk about the main character on this cover. Issue 14, and it's amazing Simon Walterson cover, one of my favourite covers ever. I said I was going to try and get a bunch of odd Extra Factors by Lewis Simons, and look at me gone. 16, it looks like a Fire Fist issue. 18, I have definitely read this one. I believe this is where the Fall of the Muties trade starts. It's got a little crease there. I mentioned this in my review of number 17. We find out Cyclist isn't crazy and seeing things, and the baddie is trying to make him look crazies. Issue 20, I'll have read this one too in those Fall of the Muties trades. It is Fire Fist versus Sphincter. Issue 21 and issue 21 again. I thought it was issue 22 and you'll see why later on. But this extra copy, do you want it, Robin? I'm going to fill up the poor guy's house with second-hand comics, aren't I? Issue 23, this is when they fight Doug TenNapel and the evil Comic Gatesers. I've read it before. And here is another big one, issue 24, the first appearance of Wingman as one of Armageddon's jockeys. It's not really, he appeared in issues before this, but scalpers are very unknowledgeable when it comes to ascribing worth to comics. Also got issues 25 and 26, and they all got together to make a big combined cover. This is the classic Fall of the Muties story with Armageddon, brilliant stuff. Then we have got issues 27, 28, 29, 30 and 31. I didn't think I have read any of them. I know that fake geek girl Diversity in a comic book reviewed issue 29 though. Issue 33, this is the long coming issue where the Smurf finally gets transformed back into a Smurf. I believe this is where the Infernus trade starts. Issue 34, I remember this one, it is a very good issue. Wingman gets revenge against Doug TenNapel. Issue 35, when I got these comics, I thought it was like a clean sweep of issues 20 to 40, but as you can see, issues 22 and 32 were missing, as are 36 and 38. Here is 37 and 39. These are Infernus tie-ins. Fuck, I'm going to have to get the Christopher Clairvoyant Uncanny Excellent Men issues, aren't I? 39 has got a great cover by Simon Walterson. I'll have to make note of this to feature in a future cover spotlight video. And then we have got issue 40, and this is the last one in the Infernus trade. It has got Robert Liefeldman doing the artwork. He did an Uncanny Excellent Men issue around this time too. They were trying him out on all the Excellent Men books before he wound up on New Muties. So if you're interested, the gaps I need to fill are issues 9, 11, 15, 19, 22, 32, 36 and 38. Already had Extra Factors 12, by the way. Mark Stanley Lee does the art for that one too. It's a Fallen Angles tie-in. Issue 47, and I got this one because at first I saw this cover and I thought I definitely have this. I thought this was like issue 57 or 58 when there is the Goth Dracula Club story with Wingman. It's got a similar cover with him and a purple background, but apparently they just did a very similar cover 10 issues earlier. Not read this, no idea if it is any good. There is a big story arc called Judgment War that I have no idea what happens in it. Yeah, this is the one I was talking about. And then right at the end we have got some modern Extra Factors. This one I have needed for a while because there's a very minor appearance of Nimrod at the back. It's also notable as being one of the few Extra Factors where the Flash manages to get in on the cover. Then this is issue 28. This is the one where Wolfsgirl leaves to join Excellent Force. I like the character, so this should hopefully be good. And then issue 260, and we have got the Flash again. The red border reminding me that this comes well after the point where I gave up on Marvel Comics. And coincidentally, that ties in with that new Extra Factors I looked at. They mention this story in it. Oh, it's gonna fall. Those are some of the comics I got, and I hope you are insanely jealous of me having money. These Extra Factors weren't even priced that high. I didn't think the seller realised what he had. So I rate people not realising they could charge upwards of 30 quid for something 7 thumbs up.